Hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakal. So today this is the midweek Bitcoin and cryptocurrency watch. So as we know, okay, before I start, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, so please do your due diligence before you start investing because I could be 100% wrong. Okay, so things are looking good right now for the past few hours or so, but the question is, can we get excited, right? We've seen like a $3,000 pump from on Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the chart. So let me just share. Okay, so yeah, so we did not like break above this green line right here, so which is like 44,600 or so. So we gone above this line like twice, right? This could be the third attempt for Bitcoin price. Went up there, spent like a day or two, then came back down, retest, got rejected, came back down again. And just after the news about the war between Russia and Ukraine, it was things were looking really ugly, but then we dropped towards like probably 34,000, and then you can see like a massive green candle. Then we've seen like lot of dip buying, and after that we've seen like a massive candle, right? Like the similar candle we've seen like probably a year ago, but same thing again. So right now uh, it seems like Bitcoin is up like 3,275 or something like that, USD. So the big question is, can we break above this 44,600 and break above, and then come back and retest and hold it as support? Can we do that? This is the big question, right? So this is the third time. So normally, let's say this green line is a resistance level. Normally what happens, first time it fails, second time it fails, the third or the fourth time we managed to get above it. We've seen this many times. But so something like this. So first, second, third, actually this is the fourth time. So if we see goes above and then come back and hold it as support, then we probably see a lot higher prices, from preferably to about like 55K. That's the target we're looking at, right? And when it does that, when we get above 200-day moving average, which is like 48,888, that means we would be above 200-day moving average, which is we probably fall into technical bull market. So right now we're in a bear market because we below this white line. When it goes above that line, we would technically be in a bull market. But let's see, it failed so many times, right? I don't want to be bullish or bearish, without seeing a support, like the break above this level, resistance level. I would like to see come back and retest and hold it as support, right? So if it breaks above and get close to like say 200-day moving average, it might get rejected in this area, right? And then get rejected, and then probably come back and it has to hold it as support, right? Then we know for sure, okay, maybe we can expect higher prices. Other than that, it could be like another fake out, right? It could be like a bull trap. So I'm not planning to take too much profit. I'm here for the long term, right? I mean, regardless of no one knew like who could predict that we might test this 46,000, 44,000 level, 44,500 level, like four times. No one knew it's gonna happen. But I'm not going to be too greedy or anything. I'm here for the long term, right? If it get rejected and it comes back down, I'll keep on DCAing, right? So that's what during this time, right? All this time, like what we've seen during this period, uh, there's something that we have done. I actually done, and I asked a lot of people to do the same. I've been consistently accumulating for long term. That's the one thing I've done. I did not change that. Every time when I see like a dip, I accumulate a little bit, like as much as I can, right? So that's what we've been doing. So every dip, like when there's a lot of fear, like extreme fear in the market, that was like a great opportunity for us. So that's what when you look at the market, if the market is if the price is like going down, if you see the RSI down back down to like maybe 30, between 20-30 levels, that would have been like a very good buying opportunity for us. So we've been consistently DCAing. So that's what I've been doing. I did not stop that, but I would like to see, like, now I'm not going to be I'm not going to predict, like, that I'm not going to think that's going to break, get rejected and come back down. I'm not going to worry about that. What I would do, if it comes back down, I'll just DCA, right? The worst case scenario, it could drop back down to like 28 or maximum 25K, right? And if it gets there, we have 200-day moving average, 200 weekly moving average, and it will be like a really good support. So I'm not going to be taking too much profit. Like if it comes back down, I might take a little bit, like if it goes back to like 45K, I might take like maybe 5% or like 10% or so out profit, 5% out, like for sure. I'm not gonna go like I'm not gonna sell 50% or get out, because uh, there's no, I mean, for me, like, because we are here for long term, right? So if you are like a long term investor, then there's nothing to worry about, right? If it comes lower, we accumulate more. If it goes higher, and then we can wait and see whether it's going to break above this 200-day moving average. And then if that happens, things will get really bullish. And if we wait for that moment, we'll make more money at that time, right? So I'm not asking you to be greedy. So let's say, regardless of what happens, it goes higher or lower, right? If it goes lower, we have a strategy, what we're gonna DCA buy, right? If it goes higher, then things are good, right? Because we already in crypto, uh, we already built up a portfolio for the past like maybe 6 months or so, and we kept on DCAing, like at low levels. So if it goes higher, it's perfect, like you can take more profits. So lower side, worst come to worst, will get rejected, it'll probably come back down to 30K. Worst come to worst, back down to 25K, right? Because everyone is expecting 20K, then it might not happen. 25K, it could be some crazy news, right? I mean, it could be some bad news from US. Or what if US Federal Reserve going to increase interest rate like by 1%? Like we might say things are looking really bad, so we're going to increase interest rate by 1%, like 100 basis points. That'll be really bad for the markets, right? If not, if they say okay, we're going to only things are kind of looking okay for us, we're going to only increase interest rates by 25 basis points, yeah, then market might think that's a good idea, because the market has come down because thinking that they'll be really aggressive on interest rate hikes. But if they're not going to do that, then that'll be like good news for the market. At the same time, Russia and Ukraine, if they cease fire and come into some kind of agreement, or that'll be really good. Like then the Bitcoin will skyrocket. And then imagine when Bitcoin goes above like 200-day moving average, right? Somewhere near when it's like at about 50,000, about 55K or so. When it consolidates, then we'll see like all coins will be good, go crazy. They could either push it back up to 55K and then maybe to 60, and if you are really lucky, they might push it just about like 69K, right? And then make everyone get into the market, and then we'll hear 100K Bitcoin in September or so, and then we see like Bitcoin probably go to like 75K, and then we have like a bigger correction back down to 200-day moving average. That's one scenario. I mean, we discussed like 4 scenarios, right? So that's there's 2 bullish scenarios and 2 bearish scenarios, right? So let's see. You can go back and like you can check all these videos like on my YouTube channel. You can go back, not last week, the week before, I discussed these 4 scenarios. So it's 50-50 right now. I'm not here to say like them I know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? What we're going to do, if the market's going to come down, that's okay for us, because we'll DCA for long term, and we hold it for like a year or so, right? And within a year, if it goes up, perfect, we'll just sell and take some profit. And if it goes higher, still good, right? So we can make money like a lot earlier. Like, you don't have to wait for some time. So let's be ready for any scenario. So regardless of what happens, it'll be something positive. Like we're gonna, even if it's a bearish case, even those two bearish cases or scenarios pans out, right, we are still gonna turn it like to our own advantage, right? So we this I mean, we don't no need to do anything special. Let's simply DCA like if the market goes down, and if it goes up about like 55k, we just DCA sell and take some profit just in case, right? So that's on Bitcoin. And Ethereum, yeah. So Bitcoin, it's all about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to first go above 55,000, and then we'll see all season after that. So Ethereum, we can still consider Ethereum as an altcoin. Normally, when Bitcoin pumps, it like there's if Bitcoin tends to go up in like 5,000 a day, or like 4,000 a day or so, the other coins will probably wait, right? People will. What happens normally when Bitcoin pumps, and then the whole market will come to like a standing, like it'll probably not move at all. What normally happens, like when people don't have enough Bitcoin, and if only Bitcoin keeps on pumping, then people tend to FOMO into Bitcoin, like so that they sell their old coins and probably thinking, okay, oh, I don't have any Bitcoin, looks like the Bitcoin is the only thing pumping right now, so they might sell a bit of old coins and go into Bitcoin. And that'll be like a really good opportunity for us to, like if we, given that we DCA during these low levels, that'll be like a really good opportunity for us to switch like some of our Bitcoin back into altcoins, and then when let the altcoins go up higher, and then we can more money out of that. If Bitcoin goes up to say 55k or above, my plan is like I will let the altcoins go up crazy, and then switch, like take some profit, go into AUD or USDT, and then maybe a 40% of all coins profit I'm going to convert into Bitcoin. And I'll probably have like a target, right? Let's say your target is to have like 1 or like zero point 0.5 Bitcoin, right? That if that's your target, you when you take profit out of all coins, you go into Bitcoin and you hold it for like for long term, right? Because we can, Bitcoin is something similar to gold and silver. We like gold and silver investors, right? Metal investors, they normally buy gold and silver and then they hold it for like 5-10 years. We should do the same thing with Bitcoin as well. So that's what I've decided. So I have like some certain number in my head. Let's say it's like a big half a Bitcoin. uh, when I get profit from all coins, I'm gonna buy like a half a Bitcoin or like a 0.25 Bitcoin, and I'll just put that in like a Trezor wallet or Ledger Nano wallet, and then I hold it for like for a long time as an investment. And I just want to forget about it, because I know like in case in the future if Bitcoin goes to like 100,000 or 200,000, 500,000, then I know like I have this investment that would be working for me, right? So that's what I'm gonna. So make sure you can even hold a little bit of Ethereum as well, but 75% of the profit that I get, I'm just gonna go back into Bitcoin and hold it like that as like a long-term investment. So that's something we're gonna do if the markets, if the Bitcoin goes up a lot higher, about like 50k and beyond. Okay, so all coins. With all coins, we got to be careful, right? This is not the time to buy all coins, right? If you bought Bitcoin, if you bought all coins during these levels, then it's okay, right? That these levels, that was a perfect time for us to buy all coins, because all coins got a lot. Uh, they dropped like compared to Bitcoin, they dropped a lot harder, right? So that was like a perfect opportunity for us to accumulate Bitcoin and all coins. But when Bitcoin goes higher, and if the Bitcoin is the only thing is going higher, then all coins tend to drop a little bit, like because people tend to sell all coins and get back into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it's a must that you have Bitcoin in the portfolio right now. 50%, like I discussed, I mentioned this many times. 50% in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum, and then you can play another 30% like with all coins, whatever, whichever the all coins, like your favorite all coins. Yeah, so SLP, it's a pretty good buy right now. But again, like, as long as, if you, let's say if someone has like 50% of its portfolio in Bitcoin, right, then maybe 20% in Ethereum, then you have about 40%. If that's the case, yeah, you can accumulate these all coins, right? Because you got to be careful. Let's see if Bitcoin goes back up to, right now goes back up to 45 500 or so, 44 500, get rejected, it could go a lot lower, right? This time if it drops, that means after 4 attempts it cannot break, then that means it has to come back lower, and then it has to make sure that, like, it'll be like it needs to be like a bloodbath, like, where everyone just start hating Bitcoins. Then, like, after that it'll pump a lot higher, right? So hopefully it'll break about 44,500, then things will be good. Meanwhile, if you have enough Bitcoin on your portfolio, and if you have enough Ethereum in your portfolio, yes, then you can add, like, large cap uh, coins like XRP, right? And even Cardano, Dot, 1inch, this sort of, like, link. You can add this kind of large cap, and at the same time you can add some mid cap coins, mid cap, large, mid, small cap, and then micro, right? So things like SLP is like it's like a micro cap coin, Telcoin, and then let's not forget about metaverse tokens, right? So for example, Raka, Wild, West, Wild token, this one here, and then we have Hero AI block. Then block is so cheap. I mean, I really want to add some, but I don't have money at the moment. I just probably would like to accumulate Bitcoin right now, but this one is hammered, right? It's like, I think compared to what I bought last time, it's like 80% down. So it's a good time to accumulate these coins. um let's see, like, if I have time, I just accumulate little by little, because when the market eventually will recover and go higher, like it could be in, like, maybe in few days or few weeks, it could be in 3 months or 6 months, or it could be a year, right? No, but we don't care, eventually it'll go higher, and then these projects are really good projects, so we can hold them for long term. So that's that. Apart from that, yeah, I've seen gold just pumped a lot, right? Gold is looking good, so I mentioned this as well. It's very important to have like a diversified portfolio. We should have a little bit of gold and silver in physical, and even gold shares, silver shares were doing really well. um, that's why this is the main reason, like, we have a diversified portfolio, right? So if Bitcoin is not doing really well, at least gold or silver will go a lot higher. Looking at the gold chart, I just want to check some, just want to show you something. Right here, if you go to the daily chart, let's go to the weekly chart actually. So let me just zoom out a bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna change this moving average, and you change it to like probably 100 or 50. Let's say, let's try 50. No, let's go 100. Okay, so this is the gold chart. So we have a lot of data for gold actually. So since like, oh, it's just like since like 1990s or something like that, or even beyond that. Okay, we don't need to go that far. So I've seen something interesting right here. This is the gold chart, right? And this is the white line is the 100 weekly moving average, right? So as you can see here, there's a consolidation. It dropped below 100-day moving average right here back in the day, right? 1996, a long time ago. Anyways, it's all right. Yeah, so it dropped right here. It dropped below 100-day moving average, and then so this is a weekly chart. So for about 1996 to the 4 years, right? 1996 to, yeah, about 4 to 5 years. It was like there was like a consolidation for gold, all right? and then it was dropped below, and then it stayed below, like trying to go back higher, above 200 weekly moving average, drop back below, and then you stay below for some time, for like 5 years. And after it broke above 100 weekly moving average, look what happened, right? It just stayed above 100 weekly moving average for a long time, right? This is what, like, I mean, yes, you're not gonna get the gains, they're not gonna be as big as Bitcoin, right? It's not going to be as frequent, right? You're not going to get 5x in like 6 months, but it'll take a long time, but still you'll make money from gold. So that's why diversification is important. So after 2001, right, uh, from 2001 to about, from 2001, I would say, from here, this is the peak. Yeah, for 10 years, right? So once it went above 100 weekly moving average, for 10 years, gold price kept on going higher, right? So this is the power of gold, right? So that's why I kept on saying physical gold is really important. So 10 years, the 10-year bull market. Like, I know the gains are not that, like, compared to crypto, you might, it's not much, right? Let's say, what is it, like, what, 600%, right? Yeah, you might say, I mean, yeah, but for crypto we need, like, we might make 600% like in probably a couple of days, but still, like, you have a diversified portfolio, and these metals are working for you, right? And then you can just leave it on a side. You don't forget about it. You don't need to day trade or whatever. And see, it's a 10-year bull market. So let's see what happens after it dropped below 100 weekly moving average. So we had like a peak over here in 2011 September, kind of like, drop back down to 100k, 100 weekly moving average, went back higher, and it was supported here, went back higher, came back down, broke below 100 weekly moving average, and then there was another consolidation happened from there to about, from 2013 to 2019, 6-year consolidation, right? So this is something similar to what we see in like in other charts, like in even crypto as well, but the time frame is a lot longer, like lot bigger. So for 6-year consolidation, right, it was below 100 weekly moving average. So this would have been like a great time for us to accumulate gold and silver. I started accumulating gold and silver. I did not know about this chart back in the day. Since 2014-15, this is where I started accumulating gold and silver. I did not know anything about Bitcoin back in the day. But anyways, so it would have been like a really good, this is the accumulation period for gold and silver as well. And now what we're seeing right now, from 2019 to about 2020, so 3 years it went back above 100 weekly moving average, and just still above, and then came back to retest. So normally compared to here, right, it retested, went back higher, and came back down, broke below, and then we went back into like a let's say below 100 weekly moving average. We might see the same thing, and then if it's, I don't know whether it's repeating the same thing. It just went back higher, but if given that things are not looking good, if it goes above this previous high, right, 2070, we could see another 4 to 5 year, or maybe even like 10-year bull market for gold and silver, right? But we have to wait and see, like, if something goes wrong. I mean, if they're not going to increase interest rates, if they say, we're not going to raise interest rate much, then it might come back down, and then it might break below 100 weekly moving average. This is a weekly chart, so it'll take some time for us to see what's going on. So we have to wait for like a few months or so to see that. But let's see, like, I'll keep you up to date. So that's why, like, when gold has gone into a bull market, it'll be like long, like, it'll be like, it'll stay in a bull market for like 5-10 years or so. So this is why we need to have a diversified portfolio. I've been telling this, like, discuss this many times. So the next level is 2070. If it's like a double top, it'll probably come back down, break below this 100 weekly moving average, which is this white line, and then it'll drop, like, it'll probably go into like a lot lower prices, like, probably consolidating for another few years. If not, we're looking at like 5 to 10 year bull market for gold, right, and for silver as well. Yeah, so I just want to show you that as well. So that's why gold and silver diversified portfolio is very important, even with shares. Like when gold goes up like that, gold shares, silver shares, they tend to just go up crazy. So so let's not forget, like, that's the importance of a diversified portfolio. That's what I just want to let you guys know. So hopefully gold will keep on going a lot higher. Like, we just let's wait and see. And more than that, we can make more money from Bitcoin, right? So let's see, like, things are looking good for, like, for right now. We have to wait and see, like, I mean, nothing's concrete. Like, we've seen $5,000 candles, like daily candles, and just to see, like, in a few days later it comes back down to the same price. So 44,500 is the resistance we need to break, and break above, come back down, hold it as support, right? We cannot break 44,500 and come back down, and then we'll see probably go retest, like, the lower lows, like 30, 29K, worst come to worst, even 25K, right? So that you should expect that. But regardless, as I discussed earlier, regardless of what happens, if it goes lower, perfect, we'll DCA buy for long term. Goes higher, right, we just wait for some time and see what will Bitcoin will do after, when it some many 55K. Then if it's when it consolidate, we'll see all coins go a lot higher, and we take profits and DCA sell and get out of the market, right? So regardless of what happens, have a long-term perspective. Don't put, like, your salary or whatever, don't put it in right now and expect to double it, like, in a couple of days, because it might not happen, right? You might lose 50%. So that's it's not a time to, like, to make like a quick buck. We need to have a long-term perspective. So the thing is, the good thing is, if you try to double your money or triple your money or 5x, 10x your money in 10 in like in a year, like in 12 months, 12 to 18 months, there's a high chance you would do it. But if you expect to do it like in a couple of months, it might not happen, right? And then if you need your money in a hurry, then you have to sell all your currencies at a loss. So we need to avoid that. That's why I'm asking, like, whatever the money you need to pay your rent or mortgage or whatever it is, do not put that money in the market right now, because there's a lot of volatility we're seeing at the moment. So the best thing is to have a long-term perspective. If you have a bit of extra cash, put it in there, buy Bitcoin, and like DCA among Ethereum and other altcoins as well. Have a nice portfolio. And yeah, that's all I want to discuss. So hopefully it'll break for about 44,500, right? I mean, we've been waiting for this from so long, and we've seen like so many fake outs, like for the past month or so. I just thought, okay, there's no point like trying to predict the market, because nobody can, right? I'm not. I mean, it doesn't matter. You probably be like, you probably, let's say you bought Bitcoin like in 2010, right? And you've been playing with the market for so long. Still, right? These guys are really good at manipulating the market, and we don't know what will happen. The best thing we can do: drops when it goes down, DCA buy. When it goes higher, take some profit and get out. Like, I mean, not totally, DCA sell. Okay, so that's it from my end. Do you guys have any questions, or do you want to add something?
How's the Dixie looking, Lakal?
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot that. Okay, let me have a look at it. Yeah, Dixie. Okay, let's have a look at Dixie. Yeah, see, Dixie is going up bit, going higher. It's going up a little bit, going up higher. So yeah, so this is, I think this would be good. See, it's from, this is the, okay, let me just change this to 200 weekly moving, 200-day moving average. Same thing that we look at for Bitcoin. So yeah, so this one has gone way like away from, like, totally away from 200-day moving average. This is the daily chart. So let's have a look at the RSI. Yeah, RSI is going up like a bit too high. Let's look at the weekly chart. Even on the weekly, it's a bit too high. This is a good thing, right? we want to see Dixie probably let's say it comes back down to 96, right? Or worst case scenario, back down to like 95 or something. If that happens, when Dixie, then dollar drops, we know it's good for the markets, and Bitcoin is good for Bitcoin as well. As we seen here, right now we seen like spikes like that, and then it drops straight back. Like this is like a weekly chart. So here, the dollar just dropped to like 94. The next week it went all the way up to like 102, and then dropped back down to 98. Went back higher, and then you stayed below like 100 and dropped, and then dropped below this level. So I want to see like in the probably weekly candle just look like this candle, kind of like bearish, right? This week is not over yet, so we cannot say exactly. Whatever the candle is making up right now, it looks really bearish, right? It's like a this doji candle right here, right? It looks a bit bearish. So if that's the case, if the Dixie, like US dollar, comes back down to this level to retest, right, to 95.337, that'll be good for all of the markets, including Bitcoin and other traditional markets as well. So there's probably a bit of resistance in this area, so which is a good thing. Yeah, this candle looking bearish. So we probably got another like what 3-4 days to go to finish the candle. So let's wait and see. Like, it's looking weak at the moment, which is a good thing for Bitcoin and traditional markets. Okay, any other questions you guys have? All right, then let's call it a day. I hope you learned something from it. So make sure you always DCA, like don't go all in. Let's wait and see. Like hopefully, at least this time, it's the fourth time it's gonna retest 44,600. Hopefully break and then break above and come back and hold it as support. All right, guys, all the best. I'll talk to you on next Wednesday. See you. Bye.